Hello and welcome to the NextPlay podcast, a gaming and pop culture podcast brought to you by the team behind NextPlay Australia. I'm your host, Jamie, and joining me today is Brad.
Hello.
Berto.
Hi.
And we have some very special guests in the house tonight. We have the former legendary host, Hannah.
Hello.
And of course, Ben.
Hello.
On today's show, we'll be discussing the Donkey Kong Bananza Direct, the Blood of the Dawnwalker gameplay presentation, and much more. But first, this episode is our milestone. It's our 50th episode of the NextPlay podcast. So, big round of applause to all of us for all the hard work we've done. Script says, pass it to Brad.
It does. So before we kick off the episode, I'd just like to thank everyone who has tuned into the show, whether you are new or a veteran listener. We appreciate you. And I'd like to give a shout out to our homeboy, Mikey, as well. And of course, you guys, Hannah, you basically helped concept this podcast in its first episodes, and it wouldn't be where it is today without you. Jamie, you took over the hosting role of the podcast this year. It has been tough. When's Hannah coming back? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, come on. Surely it hasn't been that bad.
No. Jamie,
Help us.
Thank you for taking over that role. Berto, you talk about steelbooks in every episode. Couldn't do it without you.
No worries.
No, thank you, Berto, for your insight into, I guess, the business side of the gaming world. And of course, we've had two special guests in these 50 episodes. First, you, Ben, you've been on quite a few times now. Thank you for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
And
Our biggest fan.
Yeah, that's me, number one.
yes, true, the number one fan.
I'm just here for Steelbooks chat.
Yeah. And Final Fantasy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And RuneScape. And of course, Jeremy Bradadich, who joined us for a few episodes last year. I believe Jamie was absent for both of those episodes.
I believe,
Or-
yeah.
no.
We're actually twins. He's only ever here when I'm not here, so.
I've never seen them both in the same room, so
Exactly.
Alter
Yes.
egos.
yes. Yes, thank you guys, of course, this podcast wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you. Now, before we get sappy,
Thanks.
I have some outtakes for some earlier
boy.
episodes.
Oh, no.
All right,
Oh,
so
boy.
there's
just
some
gonna mute
longer
myself.
ones. Well, you're in a few of these, so good
Terrible.
idea.
Cringe.
All right, so there's a mixture. There's like a few like little quips, just random phrases that got said during the earlier episodes, plus some which may not make sense out of context, but if you know, you know. We'll start off with, I think, one of my favorite ones. Jamie, you are the star of this one. I absolutely don't know what game you're talking about here, but here we go.
And the creatures all kind of look like, you know, they all look like penises. You can cut that out, up to you. Okay.
Yeah, I think I will.
That could be any game.
I literally have no idea what you were talking about. I
Death
tried to
Stranding.
find the episode, probably. And who can forget our homegirl Winifred Phillips? If you don't know the backstory, we're talking about the Grammy nominations, and Winifred Phillips came up as a nominee for her work in a game, and I don't know. We just kept saying that the name was very posh. So here we go.
Old Winnie.
Sorry if I butchered any names.
Sorry, there was just no other way you could say that name.
No, it sounds very fantastical.
Very posh.
Yes.
The list, like, not to take away from anyone or what's his name, Winifred Phillips, but wizardry. Okay, her. Sorry, but I've never heard of wizardry.
I'm gonna have to cut some of that out.
I didn't mean to, but like, I just don't. Nah, Grammys aren't for me. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I did
Winnie.
cut it out. And I
Yeah, you
did
did.
cut it out. We love you, Winifred. If you're listening, I know you're an avid fan of the show.
I'm number 2 fan.
And who can forget when Mikey called Zelda a hussy? Horses can be summoned using a carrot echo. Not sure if that's Epona or not, but I don't think it is because I did see a white horse in the trailer.
You don't steal another man's horse.
Epona would be worried sick not knowing where Link is. So, like, excuse me.
Well, not going to just dump him for this hussy Zelda.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Where did the?
I don't know.
I thought she was a princess first, actually.
Yeah, not a hussy, a princess.
Oh, that's great.
We're great. Good fun. There's a few that I forgot what they were about, so I'm just going to play them.
Jamie got me as well. The yawning's contagious. I promise you weren't putting us to sleep. It's late.
That's all right.
Sorry, my apologies.
Am I
Just
keeping
another
you up?
Final Fantasy podcast.
You are actually.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do only talk about Final Fantasy. Sorry, guys.
There's other games.
Yeah, there's like
I'm not one
16
to
of them.
talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that is still
think that
true.
was when
I
That's
Jamie
still
and
true.
I
we
was
were
reading the
having yawning
news.
fits.
Yes, you were like making
all he talks
yawning
about.
back and forth. Whatever. Just because I have a hobby.
You'll get his magic
Also-
cards out soon.
I also can't tell when you guys are laughing and when it's laughing in the recording.
From the past?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you said
Me neither.
obsession wrong, Brad.
Whatever.
He kicked him. He hadn't. He
I
had
guess he was so
around
excited that he fell out
He's
of
actually
the
left.
podcast.
And then he'll be back in. That's how special he is.
Well, we will keep going. I'm sure Ben will be back. There's one more one that I don't really know what that was about. Did you get too excited? Did you?
Perfectly timed. Perfectly timed.
No, it sounded like he kicked me because
I actually did see. I actually did secretly.
The show
I'm
must
not
go
kicking
on.
him.
No
I
room here
swear
for
I'm not
haters.
kicking him.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of money to get Ben on the show, so we can only
It
afford him a
does.
small bit.
Small segments.
As soon as you mention Final Fantasy, he goes back.
I didn't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Oh, he's back from
I don't
home.
know.
It's all good.
but-
It's part of the
again.
fun.
Continue.
Okay. Last one.
If you squint
Just,
hard on
uh,
Xbox, it looks like Luigi, like a robot Luigi. You know, like green.
Stop it! Stop it!
Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, you're gonna kill me. Okay. I can't. All right. Whew.
Oosa.
Just the
You
memes,
broke her.
man. The memes would be so good.
Oh,
Honestly.
Amazing, amazing. And Cortana's just like Peach. Anyway.
Yeah.
God, we dribble some shit. Like,
Yeah,
We
man.
really do. That was
Yeah.
the Master Chief.
Master
as
Cheeks.
Xbox
Yeah.
Mario.
Mm.
yes,
I'm
yeah.
a bit sad that Master Chief Ussy didn't make an appearance.
It didn't. It didn't. I need to do another one. So,
It's for the 100th episode.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So
Keeping that
extra
for the big
special.
milestones. But yes, thank you to everyone involved, listener or host or guest host. Thank you. Now let's get back to the show. Jamie.
Also, let's just quickly send some thanks to Brad himself for,
Of course.
creating NextPlay in
Wow.
general, allowing us to talk about video games and write some shit. Yeah, that's all you're getting. But yeah, you've done
That's
all right.
okay.
Birdo, we're going to talk about what we've been playing now. Birdo, what have you been playing?
A game that we'll be discussing, no doubt, when we talk about. This is the Game of the Year edition, right? So we'll be talking about that one. That's all I've been playing. I've also been playing some cozy games for review. I decided to look up. I think we discussed it last week. How long? What is it called again? Azuma, the Rune Factory one that I'm playing at the moment.
Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma or something.
That's it. So I looked at how long it actually takes to beat, and you're right. It's 80 hours.
Is it?
80
Oh,
hours, yes.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I just didn't realize it was that long, and I'm already like, wow. let's just run through this. What else did I play this week? That's it. Just predominantly Expedition 33, which we will discuss, and I've made it past a certain point, which I think we can kind of discuss without spoiling things. So
Kind of.
yeah, kind of.
Maybe after the show, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll talk about what I've been playing. I played a little bit more, dived into the Gears beta over the weekend again. They had some new modes up. They had an esports version mode where you could do esports rules and everything. So I didn't hop in there at all because I didn't want to deal with what they were going to do in that mode. I did play some King of the Hill. It's exactly what you think it is. It's just King of the Hill. So I just messed around with some of the new maps and everything. I really love the design of the Gears of War Reloaded maps. I know it's all just from the first game, but they really do encourage just combat. Like if you're not going to get anywhere if you're trying to camp, it really pushes you to get involved with the combat. So I really enjoyed that. Didn't put too many more hours into it just because I played so much the week beforehand. I did do a little write-up on my Instagram just about my opinions, but yeah, still really much looking forward to the game. Otherwise, I have not got as much into Expedition 33 as I would like, but I am deep into Act 2. I'm finding now I'm just going to push forward with the story, I think, a little bit. I'm going to areas trying to explore,
That's what I do.
and then I get absolutely pulverized wherever
Hammered.
I'm going, and then I get lost of, have I been there? I don't know if I've been there. So I think I'm just going to push forward with the story a little bit.
Do it.
Hannah, aside from RuneScape, what else have you been playing?
I've been sucked into Balatro.
Nice.
So I'm a sucker for poker in general. Like Red Dead 2, as soon as I found a poker table, that's where I stayed. And like all 70 hours I have on that game was spent at that poker table. So yeah, it's kind of become a problem for me. I'm yet to win a run though, which is pretty sad considering how much time I've spent on this game. But like I get why it was up for Game of the Year last year. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I really hate it when you get to these boss blinds or whatever they call them, and it's like all of your cards are dealt face down. I'm like, well, what? Okay. But yes, I've been having a lot of fun with that. And I also have been chipping away at a new demo for Ritual of the Raven, which is very cute. It's very Hannah. If you remember, I love my cozy games. And this is a cozy story-based farming sim. So it ticks all the boxes for me. Gives Adventure Time vibes. It's very cute.
Nice.
That's what I've been playing.
All right, Ben, what have you been playing while you're
Yes.
still with us?
I think I'm good now. So I have been playing Doom, the new one,
Oh, nice.
the Dark Ages. I've only a little bit in, but it's pretty fun so far. I can kind of see, because you guys were talking about it last week, what you kind of meant in compared to the last one. The shield is cool though, but yeah, we'll see. I'm still doing Elden Ring Night Rain as well. I'm trying to finish it because it's really like it's actually quite good unless you get just absolute donkeys of teammates. Like it's the hardest part is just getting people that know what they're doing.
How many
Like, I've had to-
Night Lords have you beaten?
I beat the 4th one last night, so I'm halfway.
Have you unlocked the final
Yeah, it was weird. It unlocked when
after you
did
beat
it after
4?
the 4th
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Because
Well,
I was
if you want to jump in, I haven't beaten the last 4, so message me whenever.
please join me.
Yes,
Help
cute.
me.
I'd like to finish the game because I did
Alright,
love that
well, yeah, we'll hook up.
game. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, I think I saw your
I
story
actually-
last night
sorry.
where you said there was someone running into combat and you were like, what are they doing?
Yeah, there was a guy and like the boss had like you couldn't even see the red in the bar of his health, and he was trying to res me. I'm like, just shoot the boss.
Shoot the
Just
goddamn
the boss.
thing.
Oh my god! But I did have one run last week, and it was with John Elden Ring and John Night Rain, and of course we nailed it. Perfect run. So
Classic.
you know, if you get John Night Rain, you're in for a good time.
Shout out to John. I think, Brad, you're the only one that hasn't said it. I'm going to lose track of who said things throughout this entire episode. So, Brad, what have you been playing?
Not too much. I've been plodding along with Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Good time. Been playing more Mario Kart World. I have my review on that up now. Not going to talk about it much more because I feel like I just keep talking about it and keep saying the same thing over and over, but landed on the 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Alrighty, so you can read Brad's review over on the website. Some other reviews that you can read. Shout out to Nate's review of Deliver at All Costs. He gave it a 5 out of 10. Saying Deliver at All Costs is a deeply conflicted game. The tone of the narrative and gameplay often don't match, further driven by the duality of the gameplay itself. The shallow and awkward parts of Deliver at All Costs unfortunately swallows the more enjoyable moments. While the game's concept is novel, it isn't enough to carry the game through its 6+ hour journey. Now, Ben, I believe you reviewed this one. I think you liked it a little bit more than a 5.
Yeah, I actually read his review the other day, and I mean, he's right in some parts. There's a bit of duality, but the story is just like bonkers. So it kind of works with the gameplay is also bonkers. Like, you know, you're driving around in a truck and you're like one mission you're delivering you're delivering balloons, and because you have so many balloons in your truck, you're just like flying, and like it's just crazy. And just like stuff like that, it was just really cool and different. Like, I did have some issues with it, like the end of the game, the story was a bit weird, and you know, some missions were a bit frustrating, but overall I liked it. Like, if I was to give it a score, I'd probably give it a little bit higher, maybe 7. But it definitely be like per, you know, player, like if you really liked it or not.
Yeah, it's one of those that I think I will probably add to a wish list, and if I see it on sale, maybe pick that one up. We do have a shout out to another review. This is RAIDOU Remastered: The Mystery of the Soulless Army. Mario reviewed this one and gave it a 9 out of 10. RAIDOU Remastered takes the original Demon Summoner and gives it a plethora of quality of life improvements, creating what I would consider essentially new experience. While the story is the same, engaging combat and a voiced cast help modernize what could have otherwise been a dated PlayStation 2 title. It's fun, it's frantic, and it's unique. This is not only an ode to RPG's past, but proof that Atlas can and will deliver on its projects. Atlas just keep absolutely delivering on all regards.
man.
How are they doing that?
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm even semi-interested in the Persona mobile game at some stage, just because I've heard some good things about it. Is anyone interested or going to be checking out RAIDOU Remastered?
It doesn't look like my type of game.
I'm glad it's
No,
out
me neither.
because it's like hard to get.
Not enough
in that
farming.
aspect. Nah, needs more turnips. But like, yeah, Atlas is great. They're killing it. It's good to see all these remasters come back.
Yeah, true. More easy to play the older games, the better, in my opinion. I think everyone here probably agrees. So you can read all those reviews over on next-play.com.au. Going to hand pass it over to Brad for the news.
Oh, we still do that. Okay.
No, we
one
don't.
not
I was
only.
bringing
I
it
gave up.
back.
I kept forgetting about it, to be honest.
All right, so starting off with an exciting presentation from last week, the Donkey Kong Bananza Direct. So Nintendo held this ahead of its release next month, and we learned a ton about the game. Most importantly, we learned that Pauline will be Donkey Kong's companion throughout the game. But we also saw appearances from Cranky Kong, Diddy and Dixie Kong, and even Rambi the Rhino. Donkey Kong Bananza smashes its way onto Nintendo Switch 2 on July 17. I'd also like to point out, I'm pretty sure is there cooperative play?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
So
aspects.
yeah, which you can play on
Yep.
Nintendo Switch 1, which is weird,
Yep.
but whatever. So, who here has watched the Direct or played the game?
Not me, but I was lucky enough to be invited by Nintendo to go and play a little bit of it at Supernova in Sydney this weekend, just gone. Now, I did have to share with my son, who was also with me at the time, so I didn't get to play too much of it. And also, he was yabbering a million miles an hour in my ear about how amazing it was. But I will say, so much fun. It looks so good. It looks so clean. Very different to the Donkey Kong that I'm used to, because I haven't played a Donkey Kong game since Country on the SNES. So
Yeah, wow.
very, very, very different. But it just looks so good and it's so fun. Yeah, that's all I could really share about it.
Cool. So your son loved it then?
Oh, he did. He did. And he has already asked for a Switch 2 with Donkey Kong from Santa.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Ben, what about you?
Yeah, I saw some highlights when it came out and I rewatched it today and it looks amazing. Like Hannah said, it is clean, it's crisp, like everything looks so good. I mean, obviously you kind of have to do that with new console, you don't want your second game to look a bit,
Average.
janky.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I liked his transformations, like DK going Super Saiyan. That's cool.
Yeah.
And just the amount of abilities too, it seems insane. Like so much you can do. Like it seems really open and free. Like,
and I will say
gives me
that
the
it
Odyssey
was
vibe.
Yeah, it gave me big Odyssey vibes as well. I kind of found it with the level that we played. It kind of felt a bit too open, but then again, I'm someone that needs a little bit of restriction. I can't do complete open world. You can go wherever you want because I get very lost.
Yeah.
And this was literally a case of smash everything and where you go, and you can go up and you can go down and you can go side. Like you can literally go whichever direction that you want to. So it was a little bit overwhelming at first. But with so much going on the screen, the Switch 2 handled it perfectly. because
that's what
it
you
wasn't
want.
like in Minecraft where you jam pack a hole full of TNT and you set it off and then your whole display just shuts down because it can't deal with it. That's the kind of like heaps of stuff you're dealing with at the time in some parts. And that Switch 2 handled it like a dream.
The only part I was like, oh come on guys, the how they call the gems, I think I'm saying this right, the Banandium gems.
Yeah.
Ah,
Banandium
Yeah.
yes.
I'm like,
So good.
oh, like I get it, you're playing on the banana pun, but
So good.
really,
There's
Yeah,
so
do
many
the whole
banana
thing.
puns.
Do all of
So
them.
many banana
Yeah,
puns.
it's quality marketing.
Yeah.
look,
Jamie's
I'm
going to
sure
come up
this
with
is
one
going
soon.
to. I'm sure this is going to appeal to a lot of new players.
Oh,
Nice.
shut up.
Nice, I like that. Kick him again.
All right, Berto, what did you think?
Yeah, awesome. Sold. I think we, by pure accident, saw it together.
Oh, yeah, we
Last
did
week?
watch it together.
Yeah,
I don't know why I
yeah.
asked.
I rewatched it again. Just, 'cause for me, when I was watching it, there was a bit of frame rate issue. So I was like, is this running on
yeah.
the Switch? It wasn't. It looks awesome. I think it's one of the most impressive directs I've ever seen from Nintendo. I think it has the most.
Yeah.
It was very thorough. The fact that it's easily accessible as a multiplayer game on the Switch, game sharing. Like, I've never seen a Nintendo game like this ever.
Just tick all the boxes.
Yeah, beyond. And like, I try to even think of other games where, State of Plays or whatever Xbox has. I don't even think they have anything anymore. But like, where they show off the game and what it is and how it looks and how it plays. This is just it's like a PowerPoint presentation of what it should be. And it looked good. Looked great. The music, that's what killed me.
Yeah,
music is
the
so good.
music. Yeah.
And with Pauline singing too, just brought like all the songs that she was singing was through the trailer. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely like gave you that nostalgia for Odyssey, even though it's not that old. Jamie, what about you?
Well, I remember us watching it together. I know it didn't mean much to you, seeing as you forgot
Oh,
about
whatever.
it. But I
was
remember
late.
I was watching it.
It was late,
And
actually.
like, I was pretty hyped for it already, even though I don't have a Switch 2. But I remember watching this, and it was just like, oh, they must be done now. Oh, there's more. Oh, they must be done now. Oh, there's now there's an amiibo,
kept
which I had to
going.
pre-order because I couldn't get away from it. It looks fantastic. Like, this is, to me, like, this looks like the system seller. This looks like the one that if they had held off the Switch for a little bit, release this alongside, you got Mario Kart, which will bring in the casual fans, but then you've also got your single player game that someone can just enjoy, and it also has co-op if you want. So I think it looks fantastic. I can't afford a Switch 2. Stop it, Nintendo, with the good games. So
Right,
if it gets
I'm
like
there
all
with
10s
you,
and every,
Jamie.
I cannot get one at all. So I'm just gonna watch everyone else play it. But like, it looks bananas, like 100%. It looks great.
Also with the amiibo, like when they said like, oh, you can use all the old Donkey Kong amiibos too. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's cool. But then they were like, oh, also you can use literally any amiibo just to get like a big ball of like or whatever. I'm like, oh well, that's cool. Like they didn't have to do that.
No.
Like that, they've literally said like, you got an amiibo lying around. Yeah, there you go. You can have a ball of stuff.
It looks chockers, like absolutely jam packed. So yeah, I'm very hyped for it. I hope it reviews well.
It will. 110% it will.
Yeah. It looks, from what they've shown, it just looks very well put together, and like designed in a way where it might not be like too overwhelming as it might appear on the screen too. So I did play the demo of it. It might have been the same demo that Hannah and her son played at Supernova. And Pauline obviously wasn't revealed then. It was just a purple rock on Donkey Kong's back instead. And at first I was like, who the hell, why is the companion a purple rock, like with eyes? It doesn't make sense. So this does make sense. So I'm glad to see Pauline there. But I was leading up to this feeling quite lukewarm about it, only because I haven't actually played Odyssey, so I'm not like rushing out to go. No, I haven't. Sorry.
It's legendary, man.
I know. But yeah, this has actually flipped my opinion. I'm so hyped for this game. I'm not even like that big of a Donkey Kong fan either. Like I love the side scrollers. I didn't have a Nintendo 64 growing up, so I didn't play Donkey Kong 64, which I guess is another like comparison to this game
It's not that great.
as well.
It's not that great.
It's good.
Really? Okay.
Oh, it's,
I had great memories of
Yeah.
that.
The boxing
What are
part
you
at the end,
talking
I
about?
remember as well.
it was good, but it was just a collectathon. It's like collect
There was
5,000
even
notes.
multiplayer.
It's like why? Just collect them. Okay.
Like, I can see why, like, you couldn't release this with Mario Kart at launch. I'm glad they've, like, waited a month. Whether or not this should have been released before Mario Kart, I don't know. I do feel like Mario Kart is a console, like, seller. Like, almost everyone has some form of affinity with Mario Kart at some level. Like, everyone knows what it is, at least. Even non-gamers have probably played it once or twice in their life. So, yeah. I think it was still a good move for Nintendo to do Mario Kart first. Does anyone else have anything to add on Bonanza?
Just that Pauline's gonna need a really good chiropractor after this game.
She will. For carrying the
sucks for
game on
Diddy
her
Kong.
back.
With the amount of jumping around.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong was-
Yeah, it sucks for Diddy Kong because he's been completely sidelined. He used to be Donkey's
He's
bud.
there.
And yeah, Diddy's around.
As a
but,
side character.
Yeah.
But Pauline's a
barely even
hussy.
a side character. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was in for like 3 seconds. Poor Diddy.
Alright, so next up we have The Blood of Dawnwalker. Rebel Wolves, the studio behind upcoming RPG The Blood of Dawnwalker, have showcased gameplay in an extensive 20-minute gameplay overview, and it's looking phenomenal. The gameplay overview features a look at protagonist Cohen's action-packed human and vampire combat, skill tree, the city of Svartrau, and a tough vampire enemy called Xanth. Start of the presentation, though, would have to be the day-night cycle and how that contributes to the many different approaches you can take to complete a quest. Alright, who's watched this showcase?
Yeah.
Everyone but Hannah. Okay, so how did you feel about the gameplay? So I'll start off, like, I loved it. You can go to our YouTube channel. I did a live reaction to it. And yeah, I personally thought, well, I was a bit worried it was going to look like kind of like The Witcher reskinned. Because if you don't know, the devs behind this game, a lot of them worked on The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. And I remember when they first teased this before we even had the name of the game, they were like, we want to create like the RPG of our dreams. Like, which might allude to maybe they wanted to create stuff that they wanted to put in The Witcher 3, but maybe they couldn't. But yeah, I was worried that it was kind of just going to look like a reskin, but from what I can see, I know it's only 20 minutes, but it looks like it's going to be its own thing and like carve its own path. How did you guys feel about it, Jamie?
So keep in mind it's pre-beta, so it's super early. And I'm not to say I didn't like it. I think there's some elements that look great. Combat looked a little janky to me, just some of the transitions of animations. Obviously, again, pre-beta, so you got to take that with a grain of salt of what it's going to look like in the final product. They were saying a lot of the cool things that I would like. Take it slowly, like, oh, listen to this conversation. What, if you're going to intervene into this or something like that. That's all good. Like I said, they're all explaining points that would appeal to me. but I think I'm not super hyped after this. I appreciate the fact that they're willing to come out and showcase 20 minutes of gameplay. I'm so sick of CG trailers and that's all we get. You have no idea what the game's going to look like. So I appreciate the fact they've come out and said, this is what we're aiming for, which is great. But I wouldn't say this is like shot to the top of my list by any means. It's hard for a game like this where it's a massive open world, obviously going to have an in-depth story with a lot of choices. I think they said something along the lines of, it's just like doing all the different missions and these will all be little stories on themselves almost. So I feel like it's hard to connect with the characters and everything like that, especially the main character when you don't know the backstory aside from the small little trailers we've had leading up. So I fully expect my opinion to probably start loving it as we get revealed a little bit more down the line. But yeah, I appreciate the fact that they came out and just said, here's 20 minutes of gameplay. This is what we're aiming for. Like, that's ballsy these days. So I do appreciate that.
There was one thing the presenter said in the presentation, that it was like, there's no main quests and side quests, just interwoven stories. And like, I loved that. I think what a lot of open world RPGs are missing these days are like a world with purpose. Like, I feel like a lot of open worlds these days are just like
empty,
blank, or just open world for the sake of it to make it look bigger. And it looks like, just with listening in on the conversations of townsfolk and stuff, like it feels like it could be a world that actually feels alive when you're in it too. So and I think The Witcher 3 did that very well too. So I'm very excited. We had great quests in The Witcher 3, and I believe the quest designer from The Witcher 3 is in working on this too. So that is something I'm very excited about.
I also thought it was interesting. Like, I think they were saying that you can go and save your family or whatever the main quest is, like right away if you want. So it's almost like Zelda in a way, where if you just want to go take on the thing at the start, you can. I think they emphasize how difficult it will be, obviously, but that's cool to give player the choices. Like, we know within the first week, like, people will have done that and just gone and done the main plot straight away. So yeah, it looks like they're giving, like I said, they're saying a lot of the right things, I think.
Yeah. Better.
I appreciated the presentation to the same capacity that Donkey Kong did their thing, explaining gameplay, how it works. I thought it was awesome. I did think that it looked a little bit like a Witcher 3 mod, to be honest. It looked quite but that's okay. It is what it is, right? For now, not being too hypercritical on it. The ideas are great. The execution needs to be there. We'll see how that happens. I feel like we don't see enough vampire games, which is ridiculous considering how
the last one was Redfall, and we all know how that turned out.
Was it actually?
I don't remember what that is.
Well, that was probably the main like AAA, AA, whatever. But yeah,
we need more. We really do need more vampire games. Just the lore, the abilities are there. Like, it kind of like writes itself in a way. Did it make me more hyped? Yeah, because the first trailer was just a trailer. I was like, yeah, whatever. So it showed me more, and I'm more interested than I was before. I just feel really similar to what Jamie said. Like, I'm not sold yet, because the ideas are great, just the execution. And that was the key difference that I mentioned with Donkey Kong and this. Like, completely different games, but it's the way that it was executed. Like, you saw it in action, you saw it in play. Whereas this was like, listen to the townsfolk. It's like, okay, but show me how you listen to the townsfolk, and, you got to go save a cat or something like that. I don't know. So, visually as well, I think it needs to be a bit different. I love the day and night, the whole, how you were like, moving, zipping around. Like, it changed the gameplay completely. But yeah, I am sold on it. It's just, it is very old schoolish. I just hope it pays off, essentially.
It's a game that you'll be watching out for, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Ben, what about you? I know when I messaged you earlier in the week, you were pretty keen on this game but even before the presentation.
Yeah, I was really excited because what you said, Witcher devs, that even though it was just a CGI trailer, it looked good and the story sounds good. But yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit harder here. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. Like, I thought the world. I know. I thought the world looked really dull. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's pre-beta. I just it just looked like Berto said, it looked like a mod. Like, it just looked like they just put a building there. Like, the only really bit that stood out was when it was nighttime and you could see the cathedral like light up in red glow and you saw the moon. That was cool, but the rest of it is just you're just walking through boring town, save a cat or something. I don't know.
Was there a cat in the trailer that I am not remembering?
I think I missed it. Yeah.
No, but it's going to be like that. It's The Witcher 3. It's like,
yeah,
go save a cat, and the next thing you know, it's like the biggest monster you've ever seen, and the cat's been dead like 2 hours ago. So then, typical Witcher 3. It's always like that. Every mission in The Witcher 3 ends like that, just so everyone knows.
Yeah. I didn't really like the combat. I did not expect it to be like the sword, like you had to go
parrying.
left, right, up, down. Like, I love parrying. I love parrying, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's like that Kingdom Come Deliverance kind of attack, and I don't know if I like that. And then it had the abilities, and when you chose your ability, you like went into first person mode, and that just seemed really jarring to me. Like, why do we need to go into first person mode to select the ability? Like, I like the abilities themselves were cool, like making their skin burn and stuff. That's cool, but why can't I just press a button and it does it? You know what I mean? I don't know. The day-night cycle, that was really cool. The vampire abilities were cool. But again, the vampire combat, he just looked like he was like hack and slash and going to town. Yeah, like it just looked really. Yeah, I don't know. It just looked mid to me. But yeah, I will. I'm less hyped. I'm definitely less hyped. But I guess we'll see closer. And the other thing, like talking about no main quest, no side quests. Where do I go? What do I do? Like Hannah said before, I need some structure.
I
like,
think it'll be still structured. I think they're just meaning that there'll be a bit more depth to it. It may not be just like random like fetch quests and stuff. It feels like there's actually
like,
narrative heavy side quests.
Yeah. I'm all for that. But if you just like you're like, I think this is a main quest, and then you just have to go pick 20 flowers in a field. Like, you know what I mean?
I would do that.
We'll see. Yeah, I know
I think the developers said that they'll introduce a new edition. It's called a Ubisoft edition, and with a click of a button, what happens is all the checkpoints come out, right? And then
that's obvious.
It completely
that's
creates
$50 extra.
Yeah, that's $50 extra.
$50 extra.
Yeah, cool.
100 new quests, 100 new cats.
That's the risk you take of showcasing gameplay so early, though, is that like you do see that a little bit more jank than you probably would. As Berto brought up Donkey Kong, like that comes out in like very soon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas this is
less than a
pre-beta.
month, yeah.
Like you always like I said, I appreciate the fact that it's not just a CG trailer. Like we get that so much, and then the game comes along and it's like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. So I appreciate the fact that they've given an idea, and who knows, maybe things are placeholder and they might change along the way. So
I know they were looking at the feedback in the YouTube comments and stuff. Like, I can't reveal my source, but I know they are taking on feedback about certain things. I know there was a bit of commentary on maybe how close the camera was to Cohen.
Yeah, I heard a bit of that as well.
Which, yeah, I'd probably like it a little bit further back so it's not so zoomed in. But yeah, I guess I might be the anomaly here on people.
I just want to see more. I want to see more.
Yeah.
When it's
Look,
better.
I'm not saying, I'm not gonna say that's it. I'm not gonna buy it. Like, I'm just saying, I think I'm a little less hyped, and it was a bit disappointing.
I think we'll
I still
get
want to
a-
see.
I think we'll get we will get a better look later in the year, and I think, I hope it changes your minds.
I think the biggest
Yeah.
question is, when did you get sources?
I can't reveal that.
And do you
Next
keep them in the
question.
fridge?
I do not. They're in the cupboard.
No.
Sorry.
Tomato sauce goes in the
cupboard.
cupboard.
I do not
No, it
want
doesn't.
cold sauce on my hot meat pie. That's just awful. Like,
Yeah, in the fridge.
you might as well take the meat pie out of the freezer and eat it straight away without
Throw it on the
heating
ground. May as well.
Yum.
Yeah. All right, let's get back on track. There was one more showcase in the last week, and that was the Little Nightmares showcase, which took place this morning for us, and gave us a first look at Little Nightmares 3 gameplay, featuring new protagonists, Lo and Alone, as they search for a path that could lead them out of the nowhere. For the first time in the franchise, you can play the game with a friend using online co-op, or solo with an AI companion. The game also had its launch date revealed, and that is October 10th, 2025, so just a few months away. And if you pre-order the game now digitally, you will be granted instant access to an enhanced edition of Little Nightmares 1, which will launch alongside the third game. So, did anyone watch this, or was it just me?
I haven't had time.
A little bit. Half of
I
it.
haven't had a chance to
Okay.
watch it
I
yet.
was
but
only
it's on
a
the
little
list.
bit excited.
All right, well, first, how do we feel about the franchise as a whole? I love it. Jamie?
Well, I love it. As I said, it was only a couple of weeks ago I finished Little Nightmares 2 for the first time, and I thought that was fantastic.
Beto?
Love it.
Hannah?
Yeah, love it.
Also a big fan, although it scares me, and I still haven't really finished the first one, but I love the aesthetic. I'm definitely a vibes girly. We should know that by now.
Yes, you are. Ben?
Yes, 10 out of 10. Love it.
Cool. All right, so back to you, Ben. What did you think of the gameplay reveal? We got quite a bit of gameplay. It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, they had a trailer and then like maybe half a level, or about 10 minutes of the new carnival level. So that was pretty cool. Everyone knows that carnivals and that are really creepy and not fun. Yeah. So no, it looks really cool. I'm really excited. This is probably one of my most hyped games for the rest of the year, I think.
Same.
I think I've talked to all three of you, except Hannah, this afternoon about the pre-order editions that went live like 5 hours ago, and they're already sold out.
To my dismay. Can't believe it.
Insane.
Insane. I
wish I was an EB Worlds member, or whatever you want to call it.
I know, right?
Is it gone from JB as well? Or?
I'm not sure if it's sold out from JB yet. I haven't checked. I managed to get it, so I'm happy. But I mean, it was like 150 Australian for just the smaller edition with the small statue and steelbook. So
it's still available,
like
by the way.
that's
Breaking news is still available on JB.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Don't say that.
Once you listen to this in a week,
it'll probably be gone.
It'll be good. But yeah, no, I couldn't believe how fast it sold out. And it like normally if they'll say, pre-order from this day or whatever, and but I think if you want to pay a bit extra, you can get it from the Bandai Namco store. I don't think they have like a stock limit, but
they ship to Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, props to them.
You just
Every
have
other
to pay,
store makes out we don't exist.
Shipping. You just have to pay that extra bit of shipping. So.
$80.
But no, I loved it. I can't wait, and get to play Little Nightmares all over again. Although no platinum, which is disappointing.
Oh, really?
Oh, in the enhanced one.
Oh, there was no platinum in the original either.
Wasn't there? Oh, maybe that's why I didn't try.
Yeah.
The second one did, Because I think
Yeah,
I
second-
Yeah, I
yeah
got the
okay
second one. Yeah.
yeah okay
'Cause you could get the platinum on PS4 and PS5.
right yeah
The third one doesn't.
it
Third
would
one doesn't work.
no well
Like-
we don't know so
You don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no
okay.
the
Sources tell me
enhanced
it will
edition.
have trophies.
The save sources on YouTube.
Yes, and they're also in the cupboard. I loved it. I think I watched the 10 minutes of gameplay to my dismay because I don't really like watching like full gameplay of levels because now when I go play it, I kind of know what to expect. Although I'll probably forget with my old age. So
I'm the exact same. I like, as cool as it is to see the new games coming out and all of that sort of stuff. Like, I don't like these deep dive direct showcase things. Like, you know, yes, give me a trailer, but I don't want to sit there and watch 20 minutes of gameplay. I want to experience that 20 minutes myself, you know?
yeah.
Anyway, that's
Yeah,
just
I
me.
might forget. I might forget, but then I know myself. Like when I'm playing the game, I'll be like, "Oh, wait,
Oh, I remember
yeah.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I know
That's why I don't
exactly
play
what to
demos.
do." And now it's ruined. Yeah, yeah, same.
Yeah, so I thought the gameplay really like captured the tension that the other two games had, obviously. Wait, this one's developed by Supermassive, which
Yeah.
is different from the first two, or am I
They
making
did.
that up?
I think.
Yeah.
Was it each
No,
one?
that's
Yeah, it
true.
was-
Yes, that's correct.
Oh,
Well, I
because
think didn't they split up because they're doing Reanimal as well?
yeah, so the people that developed 1 and 2 are doing Reanimal, and then Supermassive took over this. Okay, so I'm kind of glad that like the energy is still matching what I would expect the series to have. Obviously very scary, spooky character designs, where you could possibly be eaten at any moment's notice. Very keen for that.
And the gnomes are back. We love the gnomes.
Oh, I must have missed that.
It was like 1 second where he was like trapped in a little jar.
Oh,
He was
good.
trying to get out.
Okay, I love that. Jamie, what about you?
Well, as I said, I haven't had a chance to see. I didn't know it was homework, to be fair. So that's my bad. But I'm keen for it. That's the whole reason I went into my backlog and finally got through Little Nightmares 2 the other week. Pop platinum for that one, like I said. I loved it. The whole like sort of separated story, following the story of your own character in that game, whilst also tying into the original game, as it basically is a prequel for those that don't know. I'm hyped for this. I probably think my hype level, I've said it before on the podcast, that I'm probably more excited for Reanimal, but I haven't seen this new gameplay yet. So who knows, maybe my opinion might change and I'll be super hyped for it again. But yeah, this is one of those I'll definitely play at some stage.
What about you, Berto?
I'm like Hannah in the sense, and like if it's short bursts of gameplay, I don't mind watching it. But if it's a whole level, so I hit the 5-minute mark, and I'm like, they're just going to show the whole level. So I stopped watching at that point. And by that point, I was like, more of the same. The same is good and great. Yeah, easy as. I'm more surprised about how thirsty everyone seems to be with buying the collector's editions and physical, copies and all that stuff.
I didn't think, like, I knew the series was popular, but not that sold out popular.
Yeah,
must be like 6 of them.
It was just funny because there were a few people. I posted a story about the whole EB Games, being a member. You have to be, jokingly, we've said it in this podcast where it'd be funny if you had to pay subscription in order to pre-order things, and that's exactly what's coming to fruition, right? So I've manifested terrible things, but it's funny how like people are saying to me now. The funniest comment just came up saying, it's funny how people complain what they missed out because of the paywall. No, you missed out because of yourself. I'm like, that's so true, absolutely. But it's equally true that you shouldn't pay for a membership to get this opportunity. That's my rant for today, for now. But the game itself, I am very keen. I'm really interested. Again, really put into my it broke my perception of how popular this brand is. It genuinely did.
Yeah.
Was that
I think
factual
Little
about the EB
Nightmares
Games
too,
thing?
kind of.
Was that true? I thought it was a meme
So
going around.
two people, huh?
So their EB Games World thing behind the membership, that was actual. That was fact.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a meme going around. That's
No,
horrendous.
I had to ask one
That's
of
some
my friends
bullshit.
who has EB World Plus, and they were like, "Yeah, it's sold out."
Oh jeez, yeah, I thought that was just a meme someone had made, like taking the piss out of EB. No, that's
Let's
actually
ask our
horrendous.
EB Games
No, that's
residential expert, Hannah.
Me, just because I worked there for a little bit. Well, at this point, I just feel like I should just fling my level 5 card out
Same.
the window. And
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
the
no,
ocean.
That's
no,
what I
no.
thought too.
I've still got mine.
I'm keeping mine because it's a
Because-
Charizard printed one. That's about it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have one.
I'm just like, I. What's the point in having it? Anyway?
There is no point.
This is going to turn into an EB roast. Shall we move
Yeah,
on?
we've already done that.
fine.
Let's move on.
Spend your money elsewhere, people. Go elsewhere.
Yes, so Little Nightmares 3 and Enhanced Edition of Little Nightmares 1 are both out on October 10th, 2025. That's the end of the news, Jamie.
All right, thank you very much, Bradley.
That's
we are now
okay.
going to be talking about our Gamers of the Year so far. I'm just going to start off. I have not finished a bunch of games from this year, to be completely fair. As people know, I had a child. They take time. So I haven't had a bunch of time. I did play a massive chunk of Split Fiction. We never got back around to finishing it. I was enjoying it. I did finish Blueprints. Probably wouldn't be my game of the year. It's probably at this stage going to Expedition 33 for me, just because it is one of those games that we've all said it on the show in previous episodes, where it's like, if I'm not playing, I want to play, and if I'm waiting until like a few hours until I can play, I'm just watching the clock and wanting to get back to that. So, I think I'm deep into Act 2, and the writing is fantastic, the charming characters, the visual style is phenomenal, and like, you'll do one battle and then just randomly just epic track will just appear alongside the battle. I'm like, this is killer.
Yeah.
And then I haven't heard it again. And I'm like, you've gone to that much effort just to make these awesome soundtrack. I'm just having such a ball with it. I know when it was first revealed, I hyped on that. I thought the story looked cool and that the stories gripped me like instantly. I have no negatives really to say about it. I think if it was anything just for me as a platinum trophy collector, I'd love to see where I'm missing collectibles in certain areas or like where I've been. Because as I said before the podcast, I'm just going to push with the main story, I think, because like I'm getting pulverized everywhere. And I'd like to remember where I've been, because like when you enter an area, you get the name of the little area on the map. So now I'm like, did I actually finish there, or did I get my ass handed to me there? I can't remember. So you should be able to mark it if you've done it or not. But I just really want to get more time into this. I'm loving it. Percentage wise, I think it says about 52%. So still a long way to go. But Hannah, what is your game of the year so far?
Well, very similar to you, minus the having a baby. I decided to start university this year, so I haven't had any time between that, parenting, and working full time. And the only recent release game that I've played is the Oblivion remaster, which I've thoroughly been enjoying. That might surprise some people. It's not very cozy, but it is very cozy when you have it on easy peasy lemon squeezy mode. So I've been having a lot of fun with that, but I am pretty confident in saying that my game of the year has not released yet. I am very eagerly awaiting Tales of the Shire. So, yes.
So much farming in that.
So much. I just want to be a hobbit. That's all I want. But I would love to have the time and the mental capacity to sit down and play some Expedition 33 because it looks phenomenal.
You know what you should do? Look up like a movie, like a YouTube video that has just the cutscenes. I reckon you'd love it.
Cool. All
I
right.
think you
I
would.
will do that. I will do that. Because, yeah, like Jamie, when it was announced, I was just like, whoa, I need this.
I think we all
yeah.
were. I think it was
Yeah.
our favorite games of last year that we were looking forward to from memory.
I'm
We all
pretty
chose
sure
that.
it was. It's just like such a unique story concept. And I think
yeah.
that's something, for me at least, is something that's been like really lacking in the gaming world, is like a story that makes me go, whoa.
Yeah,
So
different.
I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, it's the Oblivion remaster for me.
I do think on the podcast at some point we spoke that there is a movie in the works or something.
Yeah,
I could have
there
sworn
is.
we've
Yeah,
mentioned it.
there
So,
is.
Yeah, hold off
Is
long
it there
enough
for everything though?
Yeah, there is. There is.
at this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Ben, what's some of your games of the year so far?
Well, considering we're talking about Expedition 33, mine is also Expedition 33. But kind of go on a different track. You guys said last week, and just then, like, it's a good game when you just want to go and play it. But also to that, it's a good game that when you finish it and you still think about it for weeks and weeks
Yeah.
and weeks. Like, I still think about it, and I
Me
finished
too.
it over a month ago.
Mm.
Like, I still listen to the soundtrack. It's incredible soundtrack. There's just like no fault that I can put in it. Like, I could not put one fault to that game, and I feel like that's a pretty solid achievement for such a small indie team. But yeah, I highly doubt it will beat anything I play this year, even Death Stranding 2 that's behind me. Mostly because like you kind of like with Death Stranding 1, like it was amazing, like that same kind of feel. And it'll probably be the same if they do a sequel, but you kind of know what to expect. Like, even though you
It's-
might know the exact twists, you have, you kind of have that, oh yeah, I kind of know what might happen. There might be some weird stuff, but, it might not be that whole experience. Like, it's an experience.
It's hard
Anyway.
for I think it's like hard for like sequels to like stand out amongst like brand new games like Claire Obscure 2. Because like
Yeah.
people love new stuff. Like love it. And we know how polarizing the first one was too. So
And just capturing that magic and getting it again is like so hard. Like, that's why sequels are, like, obviously they're good, they continue, you want more, but more often than not, they don't recapture this exact same magic that you felt in the first one. But anyway, yeah, that's also with the trophy. I did get the platinum, and I did
nice.
have to write down all the collectibles that I didn't have, and I had to go through a list on the internet and find out where they were, and yeah, it took a while, but
Yeah, screw that. No way.
it was one of the most enjoyable collectathons I've done. So.
All right, Brad, I'm going to guess, going by your shirt, that it's Blueprints.
it's actually Mind's Eye. Thank you for asking. No, yeah, I'm not going to ramble on more about Expedition 33 too much because you've all said what I think. I will shout out the performances of the cast though. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Love a good performances. Like the whole cast. Like there's not even just a few standouts, it's the whole cast. It is so good. Yeah. Just everything about that game. Love. Love, 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 love.
Did you see what Charlie Cox said yesterday?
Yeah.
He's like,
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
he hasn't played the game and he was not surprised it did so well, but he's like, I don't know, excited that it did so well.
Said he feels like a fraud because he was only in there for a couple hours. But
yeah, he did some lines for 4 hours and went home, and everyone's coming up to him and be like, "You were amazing!
Congratulations!"
He's like, cool.
Meanwhile, he's forgotten his character's name.
Yeah. We'll never forget Gustav.
Yeah, I love Charlie Cox. He seems great. Birdo, how about yourself?
Yeah, for me, it's Expedition 33 so far. I don't want to go into it, but the way I see it is, this year I've had the most time to play games, so I actually got to play Blueprints and beat it. I'm on my way to beat Expedition 33. I'm not going to go for these collectibles. No 100 cats for me today. I'm going to just gun it to the end. But it's just, I finished the first act. Everyone's like, oh, finish the first act, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. I was sold from the beginning. I'm sold again. So I'm fully invested in story, and I'm usually not a huge story person. So gameplay, it's perfect. It has everything that I love from an RPG. It is the most Japanese role-playing game by a French team I've ever seen in my life. It's... Yeah, I'll make a prediction. I think at the end of the year, and this is going to be the most stupidest prediction that I'll make, and I've made heaps already, but I think at the end of the year, it's going to be between Expedition and Donkey Kong. That's what I really believe. It's going to be between this complete passion project, like made out of love, and you can just tell they really loved to make this game, and I think that's why it deserves it, versus something completely different, unique, and typical of Nintendo to do something that just plays like a dream. So we'll see. Obviously, there's Death Stranding. You know, Kojima fans are already saying it's the greatest game that's ever brought life onto the earth, and, you know, has raised the trees, and Mother Gaia is hugging them, whatever. You're just walking. And, you know, you still got Ghosts coming up as well.
Yeah.
Ghost of Yurte, that's going to be great. I don't really see anything else in the future. Split Fiction will probably be there at the end.
No, I don't.
Blueprints will probably be there in the end, because they always have that token indie game. So we'll see. I do love Blueprints though, but this one eclipsed it in moments.
Alrighty, so a very exciting segment. 4 of us picked the same game, so we have varied taste. We're going to head on to the next segment, though, the Next Play Game Corner. Each week, if you don't know, the winner of the previous week will quiz the other panelists using games like trivia, name the game, and more. As Birdo surprisingly won last week, we're going to be talking probably about old games, would be my guess.
Yeah, we are. So the first one... No, look, this is more tailored towards our special guests, because I don't want Jamie to win. So...
That's so shit.
Thank you.
Don't make him win. I'm just going to read the Wikipedia pages of these games. So I have 4. I've got to do it in a way so it doesn't give it away straight away, although some I just can't. I'll say, if I say the game name, it'll be blank. So, you know, in this game, blank, I searched for 100 cats. Like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Why do we keep talking about cats?
Building full of cats. There's a game that you guys should play. It's a great game.
So, just question. Is it first to 2 wins?
I got a 4th one, just in case.
And do we just chime in?
Just say your name and
say
then
your name.
guess.
Yeah. All right.
So how will it work if there's 4 of you? Yeah, it is first to 2, isn't it?
All right, yeah. Just do that. So remember, it's your first name. Birdo always forgets that it's his name. Don't yell at the game. Yeah, you yell at your name, people. Yeah.
Oh boy, how do I start this one?
I can see you've thought this through.
I haven't.
Did his homework.
I never do. I just wing it, and if I land it, I'll be like genius. Okay, so blank name, blank, was released to unfavorable reviews. It was criticized for its simplistic gameplay, poor motion detection, and a lack of progression or additional content beyond what was included on disc. At the same time, the simplistic gameplay of blank was praised for being accessible to a casual audience. It's fun, and it literally is in inverted commas for those listening. Soundtrack and dance routines, and for becoming more enjoyable
Jamie.
as a multiplayer.
Is it
Jamie.
me? Right. Is it Star Wars Connect?
No. Brad. Oh,
Just-
do I keep going or do it?
Just Dance 2025.
No.
going.
It was praised for being accessible to a casual audience for its fun soundtrack and dance routines, and for becoming more enjoyable as a multiplayer party game. Blank was a major commercial success, selling over 4.3 million copies worldwide and establishing a huge franchise that, as of November 2024, had collectively sold over 19 million
Brad.
units.
Brad,
Yep. Brad.
Just Dance. One.
Yeah. Just Dance. Yep.
Yeah. Just dance. Just
Just
dance.
Dance. Just Dance.
Just it's one.
I was gonna go for that, but I was like, no, this is too obvious. Okay.
That's
And
the
it
point.
was.
These are all
That's
obvious.
the point. Yeah.
This was
Oh, they're all
this
obvious.
was your game,
okay.
Hannah.
But to start off, I'm like, that could be any number of games. It was
Yeah,
a
I
very
know.
generic, broad.
I was thinking you're trying to stump everyone. Why else would I pick Star Wars?
I was
Yeah.
like, this is
Because-
half the games released so far this year.
No, but because the
And then the
further it
emphasis
goes,
on
the
this.
worse it becomes. Yeah,
Oh, God.
you had to think back.
Okay, all right.
Oh boy, I don't even know how to do this one. Okay, you guys will get it within the first sentence, I reckon.
Alright.
Well, one of you's might. So second game, Blank, known as Blank in Europe and Australia, is a 2008 third-person shoot-up platform video game developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 3.
Oh, Jamie.
Ben.
I
Who was
think
it?
Ben was
that Ben?
first.
I
Yeah.
had Ben first.
I heard Ben first too.
Ratchet and Clank.
Which one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which one?
Now it's got to be a
Tools of Destruction.
incorrect.
Damn it.
So it is
Through
no.
PlayStation Network,
Does
Blank
Jamie
is the
still
sixth
gotta
main
go?
install. Oh yeah, sorry, Jamie.
And then I'm next.
definitely not sabotaging me at all.
No, I didn't hear you at all. I'm just
But
gonna
it's like,
put you
did
on
someone hear something?
mute. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got technical issues. Last place said what?
I was going to pick something else, but it sounds like it's the Ratchet and Clank game, so I'm going to deviate now and try to remember what this thing is. Is it Ratchet and Clank Q Force?
No,
Brad,
Brad.
Ratchet and Clank up your arsenal.
No,
Damn it.
Hannah. Did you want to go at all?
I don't know any of the names of the ones on the PS3. I only know the one on PS4. And then
Neither
even
do
then,
I.
I'm like,
They all have
oh,
like, all their subtitles are like innuendo type titles, so you can come up
I
with any
know.
name. Yeah.
Brad.
Is that you want another go?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, go.
Ratchet and Clank nuts and bolts.
Oh my god. I can I'm happy to list them all if
Jamie.
you guys want.
I think we're getting to that state now. Yes.
Is it Ratchet and Clank Going Commando?
No,
How many
Ben.
bloody games are there?
like 13
It's
or
more
something
than-
Ratchet
stupid.
and Clank Crack in Time.
No. Blank is the sixth main installment in the Blank series and the second installment of its future saga, acting as a direct sequel to
Oh,
Blank.
Ben. Quest for Booty.
Yes.
impressive.
Gotta get that booty.
This is
Never
my
would have
third
got
game.
that.
So who's got the point now?
Me and guest Ben.
Okay. I'll do this one and then I'll leave the fourth one because it feels like we're going to have to keep moving. If all of you guys get a point each, then we're screwed.
Just half the podcast is just going to be this game.
Pretty much. I should have chosen
Usually
this
is
one.
when Birdo's the quiz.
I was gonna
master,
say it wouldn't be the first time.
I make it more exciting.
Pretty sure was
you
it-
guys,
was it the
everything's
last
all
time you
tailored
did
for
it?
Jamie to win because it's all a G up. That's why.
Literally last time it took half an hour.
We're like, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
quick show, and it was like
It's gonna
45
be a quick
minutes.
show.
Oh my
Talking about the first video game ever made. all
We
this
needed time, so I bought him enough time. Okay, this is a bit hard, but we'll give it a go. Blank, known in Japan as something I can't even say, so I'm not going to say it, is a farming simulation video game developed by Marvelous Entertainment for Nintendo 3DS. It was released in Japan on February 27, 2014. In Australia, it was January 9, 2016. This was the first game not under the Harvest Moon franchise title in North
Oh
America.
God.
Due to Natsume, which I think is the company that makes it, they changed the ownership of the name.
I remember, but at the same
The
time,
game-
I don't.
The game follows along the same lines of the rest of the series, in which the player takes on the role of a farmer. The player can choose to play as a male or female farmer, and between two difficulties at the beginning of the game, the difficulty cannot be changed once chosen by them. There are a variety of things to do in this game, such as producing crops and raising livestock. You guys are looking very blank right now.
I know that Harvest Moon
think we all
changed
know
their
what it
name at
is.
some point. I just can't remember what it was called.
Hannah. Hannah.
Yep.
Story of Seasons.
Yes.
Nice, well done.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And you're all getting 111. This is terrible for me.
Jamie's pointless.
Good.
Sabotage it.
As intended. As intended. This is a hard one. I don't think anyone's going to get it, but I'll give it a go. So I'll give you a big hint to make it easier. This is one of the... I knew that we would all choose Expedition 33 as our game of the year so far. This is one of its influences. That's the biggest clue I can give you.
Okay.
Blank is a role-playing game developed by Mistwalker and Feel Plus and published by Microsoft Game Studios for the Xbox 360. It was released in 2007
Jamie.
Japan.
Brad.
I hit Brad first. No,
Oh no, I heard.
Jamie.
I was gonna
It was
say.
like 10
I was
seconds.
gonna say.
I know. I saw his face.
rip the
He was about
cord
to get angry.
Oh, it was, man. Is it Lost Odyssey?
It is Lost Odyssey.
I was gonna say
Which
that.
Now it's one
Jeez, I
each.
got
Now
that.
what do we do?
It is one each.
It has to go into...
You have a fourth game, don't you? Oh wait, that was four.
There was 4.
So there's
You
4
have a
people
fair
I didn't
guessing.
expect-
Everyone has 1. That's 4.
Yes.
I'm quick.
Yes.
What are the chances of all this happening? See? It's not me. It's you guys. Stop being good. Honestly.
Can't help it.
Damn. Lost Odyssey's on my list to play too.
It's good. I loved it. It's a really, really good game. Okay. This is a quick one. I'm being very biased towards our special guests. So Blank is a 2004 action adventure video game developed
Brad.
by Naughty Dog.
Oh.
Yep.
Crash Bandicoot
No.
3.
Jamie.
Ben. Ooh. You go, Tim.
I can't remember when the first Uncharted come out. Uncharted.
No. Ben.
Ben. Yeah, too early for Uncharted. Jack and Daxter 2.
No.
Brad.
Brad.
Jack and Daxter. The Precursor Legacy.
No.
Jamie.
What?
Ben.
Jamie.
Jack. Oh,
Wait, who's gone? It's me.
I don't know.
right?
I'm pretty sure it's Jamie. Jamie just.
Yeah.
If I'm being fair.
I only said it. I can't remember exactly what the thing. Is it Jack X?
No. Ben.
Ben.
Yep.
Jack 3.
Yes. check.
It's just 3.
God,
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow, was that 2004? It feels like it was later than that. But
I didn't even get past the one sentence. That was crazy. Good work.
I literally thought it was going to be RuneScape, and then you said Naughty Dog, and I was like, well, that's not RuneScape.
RuneScape was 2003.
Was
pretty
it?
Sure.
Oh,
I
God.
think so.
It's pretty early.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so
Ah, good work,
two
guys.
things to discuss. Firstly, guess on 4, Brad on 14, caught up a little bit to Berto on 15, me still at the top on 17. Second thing to discuss, this has been Ben comes back next week to host the damn thing, because technically he's a quizmaster, so...
I'll come back and do a worse job than Berto.
Thank you.
We will sort
That's
that
not
out after the
hard.
show.
Yeah. You just got to show up and have a quick rant about business and politics.
Actually, just take a screenshot of me here and then just have it on the next episode.
Yeah.
You'll have a voice recording.
Oh, remember when we were having that conversation about like the soundboard of my voice?
Yes.
Stardew, RuneScape. Hello. Just like
Story
that
of
with the band.
seasons.
Yeah. Pokemon.
Alright, so we have a special little segment to end. Well, not end. We got another segment after that. Do you want me to read these questions out, Brad, or would you like to take it?
I
As the
can.
boss man.
I can. Yeah.
Alright, we're passing it back to Brad to read some user questions.
All right. So we have some questions from some fans on Instagram. The first one is from Nintendo Maniacs, who you might know as Nintenvania. That's their previous name. They're also a podcast, a Nintendo podcast, if you didn't get that from their name. And they ask, what are your initial thoughts on Drag and Drive? So that's the Nintendo Switch 2 game. That is kind of like wheelchair basketball. Did you see that at Supernova, Hannah?
No, they only had Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and Metroid.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm guessing I'm the only one that's played Drag and Drive. Well, first, have any of you guys like really looked into it, or like have like that first like opinion on it at all?
Yeah.
I think we've spoken about it
never
on the
heard of
show
this.
quite a few times
We-
about how
we-
bland it looked.
Well,
So much so
kinda
you
have,
can't
but-
remember.
I've talked about a lot in the last few months. Yeah, well, just to repeat, I guess when I played it, I was like, is there going to be more to the game? And it's just the area that the game is played in felt so sterile for a Nintendo game. It wasn't, it was like gray, like washed out. There was nothing colorful. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like a Nintendo game. Like it feels like a third-party game on the Nintendo. As for like the motion controls, like they were good. As I said on that podcast episode, I was using the mouse controllers and like I guess using it as a wheelchair, like on my legs. So that felt like kind of realistic, and it did. It felt like pretty good to use in that regard. But I can't see it being fun. It's not going to be a game I'm going to go out and play. I'm pretty sure they released that the game was coming out in August, and it's about $30 to $35 or something. Digital only. I just can't see any timeline where this becomes as big as like Splatoon or anything, or even ARMS. I think it's going to be like ARMS, where it kind of just died off after a few months, to be honest. It's going to be that type of game. Anything to add on to that? I know none of you have played it, but
It kind of looks like one of those games. Like I remember when the Wii first came out, there was just all those games that were just made just for the new mechanics of
Yeah.
the Wii remote.
yeah,
It just looks
For the
like
gimmick.
that. Like it's just it's just
It
like
is.
a gimmick game.
100% gimmick game.
Like yes, I mean the idea is cool, but I don't see it going very far.
it just looks like it will lack that Nintendo flavor.
Wait, so it's actually made by Nintendo?
Yeah.
Or a third party?
No, it's published. I'm pretty sure it's made by them. It's a first party
I only
Nintendo
saw
game.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. I only remember
Nintendo,
it from the Nintendo Switch 2 stream, the showcase or whatever. I didn't look into it after that. But it didn't look like a Nintendo title.
No, it doesn't, and I think that's my biggest issue with it. They develop a Nintendo, so
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Well,
it's
I think I
interesting.
remember saying it looked like the basketball mode from Rocket League, but like very bland. And I was just so weirded out that they chose like the most greatest trailer to sort of showcase.
Yeah, it's
the game
really
as, like a
great.
first look. That's all I remember is the color gray. And that's not good.
You don't really
there was
associate
neon?
gray. Yeah.
Yeah, grey and neon. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on it.
Weird colors.
I'd like to be proven wrong when it comes out, but
Maybe Nintendo's trying to like test like if it can go away from its colorful presentation, just go a bit like, darker and more moody. I don't
Save
know.
money, less
Maybe-
colors.
Yeah, maybe it's entering its like goth phase or something. I don't know.
it's not a phase, Mom. All right. We have another question from Ms. Molly Lockwood on Instagram, and she asks, which video game character do you most identify with and why? Does anyone have an answer for this? Because I don't yet.
Yeah, I think so.
Jamie? Ben, Jamie,
It's not,
Jamie.
It's definitely
go Jamie
it's
first.
definitely not on the look side, but in terms of personality, I like to think I am very similar to Nathan Drake. I take the piss out of almost everything, and most people hate me. So that's where I think we align. Looks not at all. He's a gorgeous bloke, and I do not stack up.
For this one, I'm actually because we were talking about Ratchet and Clank before, and that's like you'll see why in a minute. But I probably his kind of like callousness, like free. He just has a vibe that like he's just super chill, and he's like, oh wait, well, I probably should save the universe right now, and then get back home in time to watch some TV. Like that kind of resonates with me, He'll like do something important, and then at the end of the day, all he really wants to do is just sit back and relax.
It's a very deep answer.
It is very
It
deep.
was.
It's so different to mine. So different.
Colbert podcast must be great.
I'm gonna be a basic bitch and say Cloud. Only
I knew
'cause,
exactly what you were going to say.
Of course, that had to be a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah, like who else am I gonna do? Hello Kitty from Hello Kitty Island Adventure? Probably not.
I mean, you could.
I mean, I don't want to steal your answer, Hannah. So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. I don't know. Cloud's like very like stoic, and I don't know. He's quiet, but also like caring. I don't know. That's all I've got for you.
I would say he's brooding, and you are not brooding.
Yes, I am.
It's not a phase.
It's not a phase.
That's not a phase.
All right, that was such a Cloud thing to say.
See, better Hannah.
I was actually going to say I do see a lot of myself in Ignis from Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, yeah.
In the sense that, like, it's been a long time since I've played that game, but I kind of get the vibe that he's like the mother hen of the group. You know, he makes sure that everyone's fed. He makes sure that they're all behaving themselves, and that's kind of me. But I also kind of relate a little bit to Max Caulfield from Life is Strange in the sense that, like, she's very normal with some weird friends, finds herself in a bit of a strange world where she doesn't quite
Life
fit
is
in.
strange. Yeah.
Life is strange, exactly.
It is.
And I kind of relate to that a bit too, you know, like I've always been a little bit of a misfit. I've always been a little bit weird, a little bit arty. So yeah, I don't have the time turning back thing. So but yeah, that's me.
Can you say the Ignis line? The aha, I've come up with a new recipe.
New recipe. New recipe.
The amount
You're
of
such a good chef.
yeah, the amount of
So
times
good.
I heard that in the space of like an hour trying to get the platinum trophy.
God damn, that platinum went so long.
A new recipe.
Oh, I remember that turtle boss. That turtle boss was insane.
Yes.
The mountain one.
Yeah.
The adamant.
Yeah.
That took ages.
I think it was like a solid 2 hours.
Yeah. It was.
You know, when I was going for the trophy for that, that's the only platinum trophy I have. I think I've mentioned that before.
Good work.
And I know,
That's
cute. I would be in that fight, and then I'd pause the game, put the PlayStation in sleep mode for a couple of days, and then come back to it. And that's how I managed to do it.
Yeah, right.
That's like
Yeah.
big brain energy.
That's what real gamers do.
It is.
Hardcore gamers.
All right, Berto, what you got for us?
I was going to say something smart-ass, but I couldn't be bothered anymore. So I think,
Go on.
realistically, I was going to say something about Death Stranding and then have a rant about that for no reason.
Which character from
Just
Death
'cause it-
Stranding? The baby? Or
Yeah, the baby, because I want to be held. I want to be coddled. I'm always tired.
It's
I'm
true,
hungry.
yeah.
Well,
I
I
want to be
also
held like that by Norman Reedus.
I was just
Yeah,
about to
like,
say that. So relatable.
I think I most identify a lot with RPG characters, not the main one. The ones that you know, when you get a party and you always got that smart aleck one that's like chaotic neutral. That's me. That's what I believe I am. I
is
will
true.
do what you want me to do, but I'll also lead down a dark path if I had to get to where I need to, just so we can win. So, yeah, I'd say I'm very chaotic neutral in that aspect. So that's me in role-playing games.
I also can kind of relate to the chick from Resident Evil that every 5 minutes was like, Leon!
Literally, yes.
Yeah, Birdo, you can be Barrett.
Yeah, you are so
Cloud.
Barrett. You are so Barrett.
I really want to make a joke about Barrett, but I won't.
No.
We want to get
And
to
why
100,
I've been
so don't
chosen.
do that.
All right, next question from Shifty Aura on Instagram. A long-time listener, I believe.
Yeah.
So, what games would you recommend for a first-time gamer? Now, I've thought about this, and I was thinking, like, if it's someone that's like never played a game before, I feel like the Telltale and that would be a great entry point just for like movement and like kind of getting used to like moving both analog sticks at a time, because for some reason people that have never gamed can't grasp that quickly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, I guess story heavy games, I would say. Like, if I were to recommend a specific game, maybe the Walking Dead Telltale series. I'm just trying to think of where there's not like so much like actual gameplay that would be a bit overwhelming.
The Batman one was pretty good.
I guess it would depend like what like like if there's like a game relating to like I don't know Game of Thrones, then and if you've watched the show, that would be an easy entry point. But
There is a Telltale Game of Thrones.
yeah, so like yeah,
It's me.
well, I haven't played it, but who else got first time game?
I feel like, and I know it's controversial because the creator is a twat, but Hogwarts Legacy, I think, and just games like that are set, as you were saying, Brad, it's a familiar world. And it is quite easy in terms of, drop it right down to easy peasy story mode. Gives you a feel for the mechanics, for the controllers, and a lot of the combat skills and the movement, everything. You can carry that over to other games as you progress. But the games back from my EB games days, when I would have people come in and be like, the girlfriend wanted to get into gaming because the boyfriend was a hardcore gamer, and the games I would always recommend were the Lego games.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
that's a good shout.
they cater to all of those different fandoms. There's Lego games for everything,
Yeah.
particularly in like the Wii PS3 sort of era where, you had everything from the Harry Potters to the Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones, plus
a lot.
DC and Marvel characters. Like there was a lot of variety, and I felt like there was really something for everyone in there. And same thing, it's quite simplistic. They're humorous, and again, you can develop those combat skills that you can carry over later on.
Yeah, good call out. Ben.
I was gonna say a joke about just Mario Kart, but it's actually going to turn into a serious answer.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna suggest not just Mario Kart, but racing games. So if you don't want to play Mario Kart, you could play Need for Speed, Forza, anything like that. Like there's a new one on Nintendo Switch called Fast Fusion. We've reviewed it on qualbit.com if you want to check it out. Shameless plug. But it's like you can jump in and you can race, you get that aspect of timing, of control, whatever, how gameplay mechanics work, like menus, that sort of thing. And it's fun, it's engaging. Like it's not like another game, like it might be a bit slow, or like, why am I doing this? You have to pay attention the whole time, the whole race. And the race might only be 3 to 6 minutes or whatever, and then you don't have to do another one if you don't want to. So I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good choice for new gamers. Could cater to a range of interests too.
Jamie.
So you entirely stole my answer, Brad. I was going to say
That's why I
Telltale,
went
and
first.
I was going to say the first Walking Dead. I think the first Walking Dead has such a great story, and it will just attach someone to gaming, I think, once you hit those end credits, and you're a mess. So on the fly, I've come up with a few other ones that I think of. I think Pokemon Let's Go, either the Pikachu or the Eevee version, is a very fun game that you can just get hooked on. I saw my missus get hooked on it, and literally she just stopped talking for like 3 days. And she got very deep into the game, and then she just dropped it and never went back. But I think it's accessible, it's cute. You've got the little motion control thing if you want to do a nice fun gimmick along the way. And I don't think it's really hard at all. Whereas Pokemon Red and Blue, whilst, the graphics are a little dated and everything like that, so it might not as appeal to some people, but I think the cutesy art style is very appealing. The other one I'm going to give a shout out to is Unpacking. I think that is such a chill experience. It's got a brilliant story interwoven in the background with a lovely soundtrack, and you're literally just moving items around, but it's so fun. I spent so many hours, and I think I plowed it through in almost a sitting just because I was so attached to the game. Otherwise, if you're able to do 3D cameras, mostly most of the first party Sony games. So you can throw on so many of the accessibility options and you're basically invulnerable. You're doing one hit kills. I think even The Last of Us Remastered and Part 2. I know when I went through for the second time to get some collectibles, I just threw the accessibility settings on. And you're basically invulnerable. So even if you do suck, you'll hit something eventually. So yeah,
I think the new God of War games had good accessibility options too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony's been really good in that respect. So if you can do 3D cameras and you can wrap your head around the two different sticks, then yeah, I think some of the ones that give you the option to just sort of tone down the difficulty to the point where you really can't fail are great.
Better.
Yeah, I was going to go with more 2D platformers. So, like, even Little Nightmares. Easy, simple. Like, there's not much. The barrier of entry is not that difficult. And, you know, upgrading to, like, even those old school Super Mario games from, like, the Wii era where you get, like, you know, 100 lives or whatever. There was another one as well, but I forgot. Limbo. And like Inside, where like it's really hard to fail them. You know, you got to be quite in a bit of a bind. Yeah, basically, to be able to like lose those ones. And another one, surprisingly, because I was thinking about the Switch too, and Mario Kart's already been mentioned. I think Sonic's good for people, and I hate Sonic.
No, you don't.
But
You
I've never
love
played a
Sonic.
game. I love Sonic. Yeah, that's right. I'm the biggest Sonic fan. But I've never played a game that makes you feel like you're doing so much by doing so little. And I think a lot of players would love that. Like you're going so fast, but all you're doing is like pointing up. And like you don't really control the camera, so it makes it a little bit easier to and more manageable to control. So they're mine.
Just want to shout out like the co-op games like Split Fiction, It Takes Two as well. Playing-
Unravel.
Yes.
Unravel's
yeah.
a great one.
100%.
A lot of those co-op games, there's actually quite a decent catalog of like really good co-op games these days. And yeah, just pairing up a new gamer with like an experienced one.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Nintendo
Brother-
is great in general as well.
Yeah.
Like if you've got all the Yoshi games, you could basically not die. In Kirby as well.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like Donkey Kong as well, how it's multiplayer, like co-op, you know? The other player
That
doesn't-
is difficult though.
they can join in.
That is hard.
They just press
Donkey
the button.
Kong's
That's it.
hard. Nah.
Yeah, you got to press the button at the right
Just gotta press
time.
the button. That's it.
We've all just discovered how better games.
Yes. Yeah.
You just
Press the right
mashes
time.
the button.
That's
until
how I
something
played
happens.
fighting games.
Well, yeah.
100%.
I hit all the buttons at the right time.
Yeah. You'll do something.
And last question comes from, I can't make that out, but they've asked, why is Birdo so attractive?
Own
I
segment.
don't know. I don't know. He was.
Yeah, me neither.
It's effortless.
Maybe he was born with it.
He was born with it.
It's the house that I live in with the grand piano behind me and everything.
He's
Yeah.
so rich,
that
so
money.
that does it for me.
I think it's the fact he has so many steelbooks
Yeah.
and so many unplayed games. It's
Yeah,
just,
disgusting. It's actually disgusting.
Well, thank you, Anonymous, who totally wasn't Birdo, that sent that question in. That's our Q&A. So back to you, Jamie.
I wonder who sent the question. I guess we'll never know, maybe.
No, we won't.
No.
So this is the final segment of the show. Show and tell. It's where we normally showcase one or two things that we've either bought in the last week or that we just really like and wanted to show it. So these are two things that I've been sitting on because I've been buying a bunch of shit off Facebook Marketplace. This was actually eBay, the first one. This is the Skyward Sword
Yes.
steelbook.
One of my
Still don't have
favorite.
the game, but I saw this at a really good price, so I had to get it. The other one was a steelbook in this collection that I didn't have that I saw on Facebook. It's $10. This is Mass Effect 3 steelbook.
Ooh.
That was
I've never
good.
seen this one before.
That
but
looks
it's-
ribbed
That's
for
cool.
your
Yeah, I haven't seen
pleasure.
one either.
Yeah. Oh, My God, the things I've done with this thing.
It does.
Brad,
It
how about
does.
yourself?
I bought a chocobo.
Oh, cute.
It's
that's so
it's
For
for
your
the trading.
cards.
Yes, it is for the
Shut
cards. I also have a cloud one
No, that's
coming.
cool.
I need you to send me a link, please.
I will.
Thank you.
And randomly, the Gamesman had these Final Fantasy IX trading card game cards on sale.
Have
They still the same thing?
you seen those? Have you seen the Final Fantasy trading cards? Like, have you opened those? Because
As
they are
in
so cool.
The
Like, have you ever
magic
seen them
ones
before?
or these
No,
ones?
the Final Fantasy ones because they're
Okay.
like plastic.
Well,
They're
I'm
not
doing
cardboard,
a live
And they're-
unboxing.
Oh,
and they're
shit.
very cool. I bought heaps of them ages ago. EB had them for like 50 cents a box.
Really?
They've since been rehomed. Yeah, they were clearing them out. Like no one plays.
Is that behind the
Final
membership
Fantasy.
or not?
No, this is years ago.
Oh,
This
that was
is
years
back
ago.
before they even had level 5.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
that was a while ago.
those
Yeah.
carrots.
It was a while ago.
All right, well, Brad's
While
preoccupied trying to get into a box, so I'm going to move into the next person. Berso, what is your show and tell?
I'll just show off one, really. Oh, two. This one. I bought it recently, but I haven't told anyone yet. So it's the double pack for.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Oh,
I need
So I'm a
one.
huge I've pivoted a bit from steelbooks because Jamie keeps buying
There's
them
none
all.
left.
Yeah, I keep showing them.
And I've been going into like packaged games for physical media because I really believe we're at the end of that now for physical games. So I'm buying all the bundles all in one. Make it easy for me. And the other one, I do have two steelbooks. This one is the Tomb Raider one.
Tomb Raider?
Oh,
Nice.
Very nice.
And there's a new one coming out which I'll buy as well. And then I got this one for $1,
Oh,
which is in amazing condition.
oh
The
damn.
GTA 5
damn.
one.
Nice work.
Nice.
That is hard. That is hard to find in good condition.
Yeah,
It's
they're all
insane
trash.
that I got it for $1. I was like, what the hell? So that's pretty cool. I'll make a nice shot of it one day when I feel like it. We'll see.
All right, running progress. Has Brad gotten to the box?
I did. These are so cute.
Yeah, they're really cool. And they're like plastic, which is
I don't-
cooler.
They are. They
I'll let
feel
them move it.
plasticky.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 9 is awesome.
I love it. I needed to buy something Final Fantasy IX related ever since I finished the game. I was like, and this is the cheapest because there's like stuff I want that's like a few $100s, and I'm like, no, thank you. And someone talks so I don't go on about Final Fantasy again.
Well, I was gonna ask, did you end up getting a VV card in your packs?
I got one that features him, but it's not an actual VV card.
Oh, yeah.
But I do have 4 more boosters hopefully arriving tomorrow, so hopefully
Isn't that what you said on the last podcast?
I did, and they haven't come yet, so well,
Oh, the same
No,
one.
you bought
Okay,
four
I thought
more.
I thought you were buying more.
yeah, they're not, it's not a new order. But
it's definitely more.
if I don't get VV, I'll just try and buy the card singularly.
Just buy more. Yeah. Makes sense. Hannah, what do you have to show and tell?
Well, I was going to show off the things that I bought at Supernova, but the things I bought at Supernova are still in my car and it's pouring rain outside. So I'm going to show off my little crocheted Junimos that
Aw.
I've had for many millennia. Oh, there they are. So if you don't know, these are from Stardew Valley.
I
They
was
keep
going
like
to
disappearing.
ask.
So, old friend of mine makes these really adorable little crocheted things. So, yeah,
That's
I
cute.
love them.
And they're like
They
one of a
sit-
kind,
They are.
basically.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They are very cute.
Ben, do you have something to show and or tell?
Yes, I have. So just on because of our last question, Jamie, just wanted to show
Put it in front of you.
Yeah, put it right in front of
Yeah.
you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so
Jack.
pissed that I didn't just
Jack
go for 3.
3.
That's
It says
X is the racing
3.
one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, X is.
Idiot.
I think it's like combat.
Combat
anyway.
race.
Oh.
Jack X combat race.
I got that wrong too. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just show what you want to
Also,
show.
It's okay. Don't be so salty. It's all good.
also
can
this
lose
is
next
just
week
in
too.
lead up to my actual show and tell, and also the reason why I got the other question right. This is my
Oh my
Ratchet and
god.
Clank games.
Yeah.
Wait, did you have that prepared?
Yeah,
Or
he's
did you
reading them
grab
off.
it?
No, I just went and got the games now. I have
okay.
This one is what I prepared. So I got this a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
It is. I posted it on Instagram. It's Ratchet and Clank U2s.
Nice.
I had to get it shipped from America. I got it for my birthday last month.
Happy
from
birthday.
my wife.
My wife.
But yeah, I just really liked, like, I've seen the U2s around, and like some of they have like Joel and Ellie. It just
Yeah.
doesn't suit the art
They
style.
got Astrobot too.
But like, pardon?
They got Astrobot and Sackboy as well.
Yeah, they have a lot of Sony ones, but there is not a lot of Ratchet and Clank merch. Like even after the Rift Apart game a few years ago. So as soon as I saw this, I pre-ordered it because it's one of my favorite games. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, love Ratchet and Clank. All the merch is either super hard to come by or just super expensive.
Yeah, or like it's only in America and like shipping from
Australia
Europe is
doesn't
ridiculous.
exist. Yeah. Those U2s, they keep getting advertised to me on my Instagram stories, and they need to
I
stop.
know. I
Please
see
stop that.
and they keep bringing out new ones and new ones.
Stop, please. Anyways, that's the end of the 50th episode of the Next Play podcast. You can always support the podcast by leaving a 5-star review on wherever it is you are listening to us. And don't forget to check out next-play.com.au for the latest video game news and all the reviews we've discussed on the show, as well as our socials at NextPlayAU. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hello. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. You can even send through additional questions. We may ask them. We may even answer them even. I was also told that I think we've earned it. We were getting a short mid-year break. So unsure how long that's going to be. Brad will tell us at some point, but we will be back. So keep that in mind. I've been your host, Jamie. You can find me at social media, mostly on the Instagrams, JamieX66. Joining me today has been the usual suspects, Brad.
You can find me everywhere at Brad_EXP or on Blue Sky, Brad Goodwin.
And Berto.
Just on Instagram, it's pause_gamer.
And our very special guest, former host, and we miss her every week, Hannah.
You can find me at eRams.
And of course,
That's
lastly, it was an awkward pause there, so I was like, I'm just going to go. And Ben, he was gone half the show, but he stick around for the end credits. What's your socials, Ben?
You can find me, Captain Trophy Hunter, on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, even on Letterboxd now. Just throwing that in there. And also, the Qualbert channel website is now doing a podcast as well.
Yes.
We haven't upgraded to visuals yet, but we're about a couple episodes in, and I host every second episode. So I believe the latest one I recorded is going live tomorrow. So by the time this is out, you can go watch it. So that's on YouTube, Qualbert, and it's also on our website as qualbert.com. So yeah, so check out that while these guys are on a well-deserved break.
Yes.
And
get your gaming fix from Qualbert. And also, I was listening the other day, and great job hosting, Ben.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. We also, in the next episode, talk a lot about Expedition 33 as well, so you'll enjoy it.
Good.
Nice. How many episodes you said? Like 2 or 3? Or
The one I did was 5.
5. Oh,
5,
to be young again.
Yeah.
We
did.
Thank you very much for listening. As I said, we'll have a little short break, but we will be back, and we would love to see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.